On students, it's Devlin Cassidy, aka the Scholar, and boy, we have a weekend to talk about. Before we get into talking about what happened this weekend at Worlds, I want to give a quick shout out to today's video sponsor, Kingslayer Cards, for having one of their members get third place in the V Premium World Championship. Shout out to you, Crow. But also for them having all your product and informational needs. Use the code SCHOLAR to save 5% off your order. And they have a tournament coming up at the end of February 25th and 26th, where the standard format will be on that Saturday, and that Sunday will be a premium event with no OT. But without further ado, let's get talking about these world results, because I am so excited because this was phenomenal. Quick shout out to Fuzzy Paradox for all the amazing work he does, and the VG Paradox site and everything. Again, use all of those resources. These are absolutely fantastic. But thank you again, Fuzzy, for these wonderful infographics you keep on putting out. You do the community an amazing service. So for standard, we have 3 Youth Burke, 2 Orphist, 1 Overlord, 1 Ava, and 1 Flagberg. So maybe Youth Burke was the favorite because it did take first place. And then the runner-up, surprisingly, was Orphist. I think the biggest show and the biggest surprise was actually how well Orphist converted. I think in the best-of-1 format, where you're able to reliably kill your opponent fast into tempo in a best-of-1, is where kind of Orphist shines. I think that's why in kind of these larger these smaller tournaments that try to do the best-of-3, Orphist doesn't do as well, because in this format right now, Letitia, Ava, Overlord, and Youthberg to an extent all try to play tempo, and so because of Orphist's aggressive nature, they're going to try to really hit hard fast, and they have phenomenal cards that do that. So Orphist is by far, I think, the key takeaway from this tournament. So I guess the meme now is true of Orphist back deck, let's go. But yeah, so Youthberg did it. And then shout out to Juan Alexandre. I'm sorry if I butchered your name, but congratulations on getting first place. I know your list was not posted, but when you get that list posted, I will definitely try to send that, maybe in the link in the description, whatever happens. But definitely congratulations to you. Wonderful performance from you this weekend. Then on to V Premium. As we see, we still have our problem child. We still have Steam Maidens. Really cool stuff to come out of this bracket though. Shout out to who played this again? There was a player with Steam Maidens who played Chronofang, and I thought that was one of the hottest techs to deck because it's really good in the mirror match. Rebellion's gonna retire all your retire your opponent's front row. And with that, Steam Maidens hates any board retire. It's why actually a friend of mine took Hamsters, who qualified. Kalen Lewis, shout out to you. Where he would play Culture Gorilla inside Hamsters, and then he would defensively Culture Gorilla them, and it would just retire Steam Maidens board. Steam Maidens hates retire. It's the same reason they hate Glendios. But Glendios is a little stronger in that matchup in regards because you just completely shut off the column. But absolutely, I mean, this is wild. So shout out to Kevin Cho for winning V Premium. This is absolutely phenomenal to see. But again, shout out Crow for snagging that third place with Luard. The only one has to represent. So shout out to you, bro. I'm so proud. But so Steam Maidens took first, and the runner up was of course another Steam Maidens. Phenomenal fights though to the finish, and this was really cool. And we are going to go over Kevin Cho's list right now. So we see it's pretty standard. For Elu, for Uluru, 2 of this, the dragon, so it soul blasts itself, and you can bind itself in cards more from the top of your deck. So you just set up your bind zone faster. I think like this was the biggest card for the deck, honestly. Gear Cat, Lost Dog for this. I mean, I think you just making your deck more consistent, or this being able to pinpoint source the Heal Guardian if you're going second is huge. So this is why I think like this lineup should be pretty standard. I think though we know the card that needs to be hit, especially after we go over next format. But again, shout outs to you, Kevin. You played phenomenally. Like, I loved just bouncing between all these streams and watching the gameplay go on. This was like fantastic. But shout out to you. pretty standard. But again, we see that world champion Glendios right there. Very, very cool. And then you thought we were done talking about Steam maidens. We were very far from doing so. So, Gear Chronicle took up 50% of the top 8 spots in Premium, which I was kind of expecting. I kind of wasn't. I didn't know how well the Colossus hit was going to stop maidens. As much as I want to say we hit Enterana, we solved the problem. We completely kill a deck, and I hate completely killing decks in formats, but Enterana is just too good of a card. The +3 is insane. I had Highlander taking it all the way, but unfortunately it got second and third, with Maxim Solemn taking third place with Highlander. His list is really, really phenomenal. It's really funny though, so I can't wait to see the 90-minute deck profile or whatever happens with that. It's going to be really cool to see. But yeah, Steam Maidens took it. Shout out to Ty Smith for representing Narukami in the room. You did it. And then Spikes also made it into the top 8 cut. But let's go over our new Premium World Champion, Dave Vecht. Congratulations, Dave. You have shown us now that time running maidens are absolutely just it. So this list, though, I think is actually really correct. The Rolocks are huge. That's, I think, is the most important part about this format, honestly, is I say that the go-to card for this format was Rollick, and for any ride-down deck that could play Rollick, you play the Rollick. And this was by far, like, one of the best, better decks I've seen. And I think the reason, too, that is neat, I wonder what this order does. I wasn't following Dave's games too much, as I was more showing for V Premium once Crow started going deeper into the bracket. It was pretty big. And I thought that, you know, for the most part, that most of his diversity and spread stuff, so that's why I wasn't be able to play to Premium too much, and I just have an issue with that. And so given that, we see again 4 Gear Cat, 4 Stride Crit, 3 of the Hog for counter charge, so we have 4 draw PGs, and then we have a 2-2 split between the Maiden and the Heal Guard, and then the OT, of course, 2 TikTok. So he does bank on TikTok reliably. Yeah, seems like a pretty good list to me, man. So yeah, wow, this was by far some of the best Vanguard I've seen. You know, putting 45 of the best players in the room, like, for each format was really neat to see. I just got a couple more shout outs I got to give on my end. Shout out to Andrew Condrick, for taking Guise Luard to 10th place. He had told me that's what he was taking. It was absolutely wild to watch that deck on stream playing against Ty Smith. I was so conflicted. Like, both of those guys I'm tight with. So you know, just watching great players play is some of my favorite stuff about Vanguard. It's just so phenomenal. But and then shout out to Kalen again for getting 13th with Hamsters at Worlds. He beat every Steam Maidens player, man, because Culture Girl is that card. But again, I'm so proud of everyone that played. Shout out to Naru Samurai, you know, qualifying, man. You're lit, stay playing fantastic. And everyone just kept playing their hearts out. Jacob Albright, shout out to you. Just everyone was going crazy. So thank you guys so much for watching. Again, please check out Kingslayer Cards, and they will have Crow's and Andrew's deck lists posted very soon, with a whole profile from them. So stay tuned for that. I know that they, again, will have all the explanation they need to see if you want to play those lists. Use the code SCHOLAR to save 5% off. Go, please check out the tournaments that will be hosted in Kissimmee, Florida at the end of the month. And I love you guys. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day and a wonderful rest of your week. And until next time, you all, take care.